So I'm sure everyone's familiar with the segment by now. Alan just talks about all the great bands that he saw and that he's covered throughout the years. And Alan, one that I saw that you got to see play was The Who.
Oh, yeah.
And ever since I'm a kid, whenever I go on a long road trip, it seems like I put on Who's Next, that album by The Who.
What an album.
And that's such a great, is that one of the best albums like of all time ever?
It absolutely is. I think I burned through a couple of cassettes of that back in the 80s, you know, wearing out the vinyl and burning through. Now you at least have a CD, you know it's not going to happen. But I have a feeling a lot of people bought that record 2 or 3 times. Yeah, they are some band, really. They were actually my first concert that I ever saw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my very first concert. I was like 14 or 15 years old. They played the old JFK Stadium in Philadelphia. The Clash were on the bill. Santana. There was 100,000 people there.
Wow.
And I always say that that day absolutely changed my life. I walked out of there a different person than I was and it formulated everything that I did really ever since. You know, it's a lot of what I've done with my life.
And you know, I just noticed that, so the last time we did segments, we did 2 bands from England, and it seems like here we are in England again, because now Eric Clapton I want to talk about. Yeah, how about it? So Eric Clapton, if everyone probably remembers the song Tears in Heaven, his son passed away, he fell out of a window and died, and he wrote that beautiful song about him.
Yeah.
And what was that like when he, I mean, that had to be such a touching thing when he performed that song live.
It's very emotional. I think, you know, it's one of those songs that everybody knows what it's about. And everybody remembers it happening. And I remember seeing a picture of him in the New York Daily News standing on the street down there, you know, when it happened. You know, a photographer caught him in a moment where I guess he had just learned of what had happened to his boy. And so, you know, he channeled that through music. It was therapeutic for him. What's interesting about that is there's another song that Eric wrote about his son, too, that isn't nearly as well known. And when I covered him in Philly in '98, it was on a record called Pilgrim. He was touring for an album. It's a wonderful record. And there's a song on that album called Circus. And I highly recommend, if you're an Eric Clapton fan, to go on YouTube and check out this song. The last thing Eric ever did with his son, I guess maybe it was the night before, was took him to the circus. And he writes about that in the song. And I actually like that song more than I like Tears in Heaven.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got a really neat feel to it. Yeah, he's one of my all-time favorites, definitely.
And I'm sure his concerts too, it's not all depressing stuff like
that. Oh
God,
God, no,
there's supposed to be a lot of life
I mean,
to
it rips
right?
through Layla and Forever Man, and the way that you use it, and all the stuff that he did with Cream, and he puts together. He could really, pull a great set together from obviously an amazing solo career and stuff that he had done back in the '60s.
Oh wow, it's a lot. There's a lot of cool stuff here. I feel like I could talk to you probably all day about all this stuff, but unfortunately, we have time here.
No, it's fun. I'm not the person to look back that much. Usually, I'm on to the next thing. But doing these segments over the past couple of weeks with SSPTV has been kind of fun. I had no idea what you were going to ask me, and I was somewhere talking about Eric Clapton's Pilgrim. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. That's about all the time that we have here for this segment, though. So just remember, everyone, to keep watching SSPTV News. We have much more segments coming your way.